in here?
I can see yours finally, dude.
I can, man. I've
All
been
right,
needing a
there we
lot of.
go. All right, we are on. Hey, everybody. We're live. Are we live? Let's see. Oh yeah, we are live. Hey, we're live. Casual conversation with the homies on the GRT Sports Network. It's Guru, Raymir, Tito, Raymir, Tito, Guru, Tito, Raymir, Guru, Tito, Guru, Raymir. Whatever how you want to flip it, spin it. Us three, we're here. We're back. We're back. All right, let's talk last week's playoffs before we got to go into this. I go into the Raiders first since I'm gonna keep it brief. I don't want to go too much over it. Versace, he made some calls and wasted some time. Let me just say this as a Raiders fan. Was this the last week when we lost? Was it last week?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
yeah.
we talked.
We talked about it. I feel like we went live after the game.
No, we
It was the
didn't.
next day. It was the next day.
So what game didn't we talk about? Was it the Cowboys?
I
No.
mean, yeah, we haven't had a reaction of the Cowboy game. We talked about the Cowboys game, but it hadn't happened yet. The
Oh
Raider
yeah.
game
So
happened.
last week, let's just talk about the Cowboys because that's what everybody's talking about. That's what all the sports networks. So last week, I said the Cowboys are going to lose to the Niners, and then I just thought the Niners was going to be out too much power for them. Tito been saying all year the Cowboys is a good team, but if it comes down to Mike McCarthy and his brain, they're going to lose the game. Guru, you guys ran a play. You guys were running. Let me just put this down. On that last drive with 40 seconds left, you guys ran three successful plays for 15 yards. And then 14 seconds left, he decides to run a draw play. That's dumb. I'd rather take the three shots to the end zone with that time than to run a stupid play. Like, people making it seem like they lost the game because they didn't clock it in time. Like, if they clock it, they're literally in the position that I said the Raiders are in. Or what I mean, because for the Raiders, when they clocked their thing and they gave up one play, the Cowboys is putting all their eggs in one basket in one play, thinking they were gonna get it. Like, it's like, why would you like limit your chances like that? Like, I don't. I thought that was a dumb call. Let's let Tito get in on this first before we let you talk, Guru.
Nah, man, I agree. It was a dumb call. I mean, yeah, I'll eat crow and I pegged Dallas to win the game. I just had, a little bit of a feeling in the sense that everybody was going Niners, Niners, Niners. All the money was on the Niners, right? And if we know anything, is when you're a super super favorite as an underdog, you're better off. It doesn't really go your way. I say when it came down to McCarthy, we're gonna lose. And sure enough, what happened? It came down to Mike McCarthy.
Even though y'all was sucking the
Uh,
whole game, Guru, they trash.
right?
Dak
But
Prescott is better
but I
than
mean
Kirk
that's Dallas.
Cousins.
That's Dallas in a nutshell, right? I mean they do that to you. I mean I'm not a Dallas fan, but they give them hope and then they just crush their dreams all over again. But I'm with you, Ramir, in that you should have took the two pass plays, man. I mean, obviously we're in the Bay. We get to see the Niners a little bit more than most individuals out there, but the Niners are one of the most penalized teams for pass interference. Like they have a good defense, but they are one of the most penalized teams for pass interference. So why not take your shot, But it is what it is. It happened. It was dumb. I don't think anybody in the right mind would have called that play. Or if you were gonna do it, run for 10 yards and not 15. Like it was definitely there. I don't think it was the ref's fault. I was telling Raymir this a little bit better, or a little bit earlier, that I lost a little bit of respect for Dak in him trying to blame the ref. Like own it, own, own the situation. If anything, I would have took the ownership. I would have took the blame away from Mike McCarthy. It is.
Go ahead. Guru, you there? Like, they
Yeah.
played.
Yeah.
Y'all played a slow game the whole game anyway. Like, y'all was playing like trash and Dookie the whole game. Y'all like, I don't know. Troy Aikman was saying some things, and Michael Irvin came out. The Cowboys greats of old. They were talking about like how the stars didn't perform. Dak didn't perform. Zig didn't perform. CeeDee Lamb didn't perform, and it's like, up to CeeDee Lamb And even to Dak, to what you saying, like Dak is a top 5 quarterback. Dak, like I said, Dak is respectable. And you got mad when I talked about Kirk Cousins last week. You know, that's who he plays like. I don't know why you making it seem like he's that far. To me,
Yeah.
if it was, I don't understand how the Cowboys' problem was they wasn't force feeding the ball to nobody. Like you force it to Pollard, you force it to Zeke, you force it to Lamb. Like when these playoff games, like the Niners took their best player and just forced him the ball, and he made plays happen. Like he made CeeDee Lamb's greatest plays was off the punt return because he got the ball, and it's like sometimes you just got to give guys the ball. And I'm not putting it all on one person, but I think the coaching staff, like you guys got this genius in Kellen Moore that they trying to say like he's the next best head coach coming up. It's like nobody know what they're doing. The defense played all right. The defense kind of let up some scores early on, but they got y'all back in the game second half to where y'all could have won the game. But y'all failed at scoring and then at executing. So I don't know. I think this, like you said, this is the same thing with the Cowboys. It was easy for me to pick the Niners because I thought the Niners offense was and defense was pretty good. But I ultimately thought the Cowboys were going to be the Cowboys. That's why I kind of went against them. And they did exactly that. Go ahead, Google. Speak for your team. Speak for Cowboys Nation right now. No. What do they call it? It's not Cowboys Nation because it's only one nation. Raider Nation. But go ahead, Guru.
You got it right the first time. A lot of what both of y'all were saying was right. I mean, I can't argue with it. When you're a Dallas Cowboy, there's high expectations. When you finish the season 12-5, you're expected to go all the way to the NFC Championship game. And we fell short. Quarterback play fell short. The offensive play calling fell short. The discipline fell short as far as the penalties. I will say the defense, is, I don't know how many offensive defense had as far as on each side, but I think it was about equal. So if you eliminate those mistakes, then you have a dominant football team. Now, where does that start? That starts with Mike McCarthy. So there might be some discussion about that. A lot has to do with leadership, and let me explain. Because if Jimmy Johnson was the coach of the Cowboys, and you have a three-headed monster, you have to utilize it. CeeDee Lamb, 1 catch for 21 yards, unacceptable. Amari Cooper did his thing. I don't feel like they targeted him enough.
Mm-hmm.
Dak, he's got to prove that he's elite. He's proven that he's.
We got a comment just about that, Guru.
He hasn't proven that he's elite. Go ahead.
Now, Jose said that's how you know Prescott is not the man. Mahomes, Brady's, Rodgers would have never ran in that situation. And I think that.
Well, I won't.
Not,
Jose, I won't quite put Dak in that. You're right, first of all, but I wouldn't quite put him in that category yet to begin with. So, but that's a good observation.
Wow, Guru. I felt like this loss kind of put the sensibility back in your brain. What Cowboys said. But you know what? I think for all, and I'll never say this, but I give you Cowboys fans y'all credit. This time, this off season, this loss, I think you guys are doing better at being accountable than the actual players and coaches on this team. Like Mike McCarthy, absolutely, that was the right play. That obviously you lost the game on that play. It obviously was not the right call. Like, how dumb can you be? Like you said, I don't put that play call on Dak 100% because he's not calling the plays. He's just running them. But at the same time, if it was me, I'm like, no. I'm like, we have no timeouts. Like, you literally gambling to put it in the time's hand.
And listen, give the 49ers credit. I mean, Deebo Samuel, he's like a star. It's like you can just tell when he was healthy as the season went on, he just, you can see kind of like stars grow on you. Like Alvin Kamara, he kind of like, you knew right away he was good, so that's why they got rid of Adrian Peterson. You can tell with Deebo Samuel now, I know he wasn't a first-round pick, but you can tell like he is that dude. and he's going to go as far as the 49ers take him.
He had that rating though, man. When he came out, I mean, he's South Carolina boy.
Well, I think we were working together when that draft happened.
Yeah.
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 Debo definitely high. I mean, you guys know I follow college football quite a bit, and it's my fantasy, lore, and I do really, really well in college football, fantasy football, and
good.
Yeah, I mean, Debo's a beast. They were talking about him there, where Shanahan, I called him a natural running back, which is odd. I mean, I'll give Shanahan some credit in that he always does well with running backs, right? Like less is more. Whoever he has back there, he calls really, really good plays for him. Always has a stable running game. But yeah, Debo is just a beast. I mean, his name, he's living up to his name. Like, that is Debo.
We have another comment from Jose. He said, if you eliminate all the 49er mistakes, Cowboys would have never had a chance at the end. I get what you're saying, Jose, but that's every football game. If you eliminate the mistakes for the other team, of course they'll be out the game. But
I know what you're talking about, Jose. So you're referring to like the offside penalty with the offensive tackle for the 49ers because Jimmy Garoppolo didn't get him set. Yeah, right there. That would have ended the game. So you're right there. I mean, it was just mistakes on both sides. And to Ramirez's point, that's how it's going to be at the end of the game, But you make a good point.
Yeah, I don't know. With the NFL, everybody let's talk about the Raider games. You sure we didn't talk about this on live, or was I just texting?
No, we didn't.
No,
we did not cover the
Raider game. Yeah.
We talked about it, right? We went live the next day, right?
Yeah. Yes, we did.
Oh, okay.
We can talk about in the other games from last week.
Zay Jones wasn't in the end zone. We talked about how he needed 2 more seconds, and Waller would have been wide open in the end zone.
Yeah, I'm still mad at that game. I'm still mad because they talking about, they doing a head coaching searching. They got Jim Harbaugh's name out there. Jim Caldwell declined to interview because he's going to the Jaguars or Chicago. It's confirmed, I guess.
You know why he's not going there? One is because Mark Davis knows who he wants, possibly. 2, they have a close relationship. So he has enough respect for Caldwell to let him know, boom, boom, yeah. I think Caldwell's going to be in Chicago, but go ahead. I'm sorry, man.
No, it's all good. To me, Raiders, another player got in trouble. Vegas is just a crazy town, man. To have a bunch of 20-year-old guys running around with $1 million. But what was the other game last week we didn't talk about? That? Oh, no, never mind. It was the KC versus Pitt game. There's no point in talking about that. There's no
that was in a game, dude.
All right, let's talk about today's. Go ahead, Guru.
No, just a quick note on Pittsburgh real quick. Obviously, they got blew out in the playoff game. They seem to have a young nucleus in place. Like, all those guys are, under 25 that they have on that offense. So you plug in the right quarterback, and Pittsburgh's back,
Yeah, I think so. I think Pittsburgh, they play as if I was the quarterback, the way Ben Roethlisberger was throwing the ball out there. It's like, my God. And, the defense did exactly what I said. I said the defense is going to keep them in the game, but that was only in the first half. They got 2 turnovers, put them in scoring position. They scored 1 time. But anyway, yeah, you put a serviceable quarterback or even an above average quarterback or even an elite quarterback, they back in the AFC North conversation, because the AFC North somewhat like the NFC West, if you ask me. Did we talk about Kyler Murray? That's who it was. No, we didn't, because that game was on Monday. Yeah, Kyler Murray looked lost. Guru said fire the coach. I said, you know what? I'm willing to keep them all because D-Hop is a transformer. He's a he transcends all receivers, I feel like, when it comes to how much he means to his quarterbacks that plays with him. So he was gone for the last couple of weeks, he needed him for sure. For sure. Kyler looked kind of lost out there. His eyes was like this, but he plays, Tito, he loves this guy, Aaron Donald. That defensive line, they was swarming him like crazy every single second. They was coming at him. And then, Matthew Stafford didn't have the biggest game, but Sean McVay,
he
They
had
made sure he ran the ball.
man,
yeah.
They
that's what
ran
I'm
the
saying.
ball.
I was about to say this about Sean McVay compared to Mike McCarthy. Sean McVay seemed like he had a real game plan. Like, he kind of knew that Cam Akers was coming back, Sony Michel was healthy. He knew that Cooper Kupp was going to be doubled, so it was going to leave plays open for the tight end for Tyler Higbee and Odell Beckham. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
McVay, he kind of knew. He like, all right, this is the type of, sorry, Guru, but this is the type of thing your coach don't be doing. Like, he don't plan for nothing, it seems like. Like, I don't know, like, be smart. He used his players that he had. I'm happy for the Rams. I actually want the Rams. Well, we get into the picks later, but go ahead, Tito.
To speak on the coach, like the coach spectrum, like the NFL, man, like the NFL is not it's so unpredictable, right? Like you can't predict what's going to happen within a game, but you can plan for scenarios, and it's like the end of the Raider game. Like, to me, it was mismanagement of time. Like, they weren't ready. Like, their plays, they're coming in, like, talking, communication, like, they weren't ready. That Dallas game, they're like, they looked lost at the end of it, where it was just have plan for that situation, that scenario, be like, all right, these are the plays we're going to go. This is going to get us 15 yards, whatever, right? Like, that's what I saw in the Rams game, where you're right, man, with McVay. It did seem like he was prepared. I mean, it does count on the players as well, right? Like Stafford, hopefully he got the jitters out of him because he was really, really inconsistent at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't really make that many mistakes. You're absolutely right. Cooper Kupp was triple teamed sometimes in that coverage, and Odell had a game, right? Everybody's like, Odell's back. It wasn't Cleveland, right? He's still good, like he never went away. It really just is giving them that opportunity and playing it.
Wait. Just let me quick insert. It was Cleveland, but go ahead.
It was.
But Arizona, man, like I think Arizona is still a good team. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with firing the coach, but something definitely has to change there because you have some right pieces. You have to adapt up to what they're giving you. Like, what's my motto in here, right?
Go for broke.
Go for broke, right? And that's what that defense was doing right at the very start of the game. If you saw, they were crowding that box. They were going after Kyler right from the get-go, right? So that you can rattle him, so that you can get in his head at the start of the game, where it's going to play dividends at the end of the game, right? Where it's like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be able to run. Like, it's just kind of those mind games that you're going to have to play. So, yeah, man. I mean, it's interesting, but some of these coaches are just like, they don't seem prepared for the actual moment, which is just shocking to me because it's the NFL. You're in the playoffs. Like, win or go home,
Yeah, I feel you. And, about firing a coach, one thing that's in the firing coach favor is that Cliff Kingsbury, or how you say his name, KK, not another K, hopefully, but he his second half performance on every single season that he's been on the team has been worse than the first half. Like, he does, when the teams kind of figure him out in the second half of, like, not the second half of games, but I mean like the second half of the season, like after 10 games, he just started falling off. Like, they have a loser record coming in. Like, they were riding high early, NFC West.
Yeah.
Like they look like they were gonna be the NFC West champs, but then they end up losing I think 4 out of like 6.
The last 5 games they cost me. Remember, they cost me $12,000 because they lost that game. Remember?
Oh, that's right.
That Monday night game.
Sheesh.
They lost all except for one the rest of the season.
Yeah, and it's like, man, like I get it, but to me, I feel like, hold on, y'all, my phone is ringing. It's like on my computer.
I paid them bills, man.
Nah, I'm working tomorrow.
Insurance, dude. That's what it is, dude.
Huh?
I said, you got car insurance? Your car's warranty is expiring.
Nah, that's my boy. He calling me. But yeah, with the NFL and speaking about coaches, I think I'm in favor of like coaches staying around longer. Like even right now, like
build continuity.
Yeah, like I think the NFL, that's what they're missing, man. It's like a lot of just, it's a lot of 2 seasons, 1 seasons, 3 seasons. All right, we're out. But it's like, come on, give somebody some time. Down in California. Hold on,
I think
this
four.
might be
I
my
think
doctor
four.
right here.
I think like 4 seasons enough. Like John Gruden,
Hello?
right? He had 4 seasons, losing season every year.
Yeah.
Tito. So I think 4 years is long enough to, but it's got to be what's that, 60 something games?
Yeah.
That's enough games to really evaluate a coach, right? What do you think?
I mean, if we're talking about Arizona, right? We're talking about Cliff. He's won some games, I mean, I think they're a 10+ win team since he's been there, but it's
He's
like
gotten better each year.
can he take them to the next level? Like do they have what it takes to want to win the championship or a championship? But at the same time, I mean, not to throw shade at Dallas, but I mean, it's like sometimes that's good enough for a fan, for a team.
Yeah, it'd be good enough for me. The Raiders.
It's like, hey, 10 wins every single season. Let's do it. I mean, look at the Packers, right? I mean, look at LaFleur. LaFleur's the winningest, youngest, like the winningest coach to start a career ever, but he hasn't won a chip.
Yeah.
So it's like, it doesn't mean they're a bad coach, but I mean,
He can coach great players. He can coach great players.
Yeah.
Mike McCarthy can't.
He can't though. He really needs to be fired though. Let's just back up and talk.
John Gruden. No, he ain't that bad.
Yeah.
Nah, he ain't that bad.
I had read something that I couldn't have agreed more with, where they're saying, like, I think Mike McCarthy is the most successful worst.
Yeah, he won 61% of his games, but he had a great team in Green Bay, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. He had a good Brett Favre. Aaron Rodgers came in and turned out to be good. And then, Dak and the Cowboys are a good team. So he just, he's blessed with like a lot of good situations. And it's like, he won a championship with one of them, so he's gonna always have that lineage and that respect that people have. But him blowing it with this Dallas team, I think he better hope he don't get fired, because he has to go deep in the playoffs next year, or his NFL career might be like in jeopardy.
I mean,
it'll be Super Bowl. It'll be Super Bowl. We have to get to the Super Bowl next year.
If y'all got to the NFC Championship and y'all lost like last minute, I think he'll still be safe.
We got to get to at least there, but no, it's got to be Super Bowl. At least Super Bowl.
Well, let me tell you right now, Cowboys.
But that's not gonna happen.
We were 12-5 last year. We had one free agent, Randy Gregory. We get him back, we solid, and I think we will, because Jerry took care of him. So he's only 29. He's only going to be 29. Can you believe that?
Jose says it's easy to win when you have Aaron Rodgers on the field. He makes bad teams look great. And he's talking about Aaron Rodgers.
Thank you, Jose. I'm glad thank you, Jose, because that wasn't pointed out about Mike LaFleur, Tito. He's the winningest coach, but you got to mention that he has Aaron Rodgers. He's got Vontae Adams. And like you said, Raymir, he makes a bad quarter. He makes average players look really good. I mean, they're NFL players. You do your job, he's going to deliver it to you.
Yeah.
But,
let's
talk about the coaching vacancies. You didn't really touch on the coaching.
I was trying to, but we kept talking.
Okay, all right.
But yeah, it's a lot of head coaching vacancies, and there's a lot of coordinators that's still in the playoffs, man. I think last week I talked about how they need to slow down the process and wait till the season is over to actually find a coach. But it's a lot of, people want to keep bringing up this minority thing and all this, but to me, the minority coaches are good coaches that some of them need to get head jobs. And you got guys with losing seasons all over the league, still coaching and getting other second chances. Like, come on, man. Who was a guy that just got considered? And I know, no knock to him, but Josh McCown out of nowhere, no head coaching experience, very special too.
Even though I like him as a head coach, that is a good example. And don't get me wrong, I think Josh McCown will make a great coach, only because the players that I know who know him throughout his whole career say he's like one of the realest dudes. But to Ray Mill, what you're saying, you're exactly right. You can't have one black head coach. That just doesn't look.
Yeah, and I don't even like how people think it's not even like force feeding, like the Rooney Rule type of thing. Like, nah, you got guys that's like really qualified. Like even like D'Amico Ryans is like getting like some head coaching look. And he's cool. I like him, but Jim Caldwell and some other guys are out there. Eric Bieniemy, like these other guys that's been like doing Leslie Frazier's doing a good job now, and it's like what's the young guy? Raheem Morris. I think that's his name. Yeah, he got his first head coaching job when he was like 32. Of course he was going to bomb that. You know what I'm saying? You give him a losing franchise in the Buccaneers, but now, he's looking real solid at his coaching. And it's like, I don't know. I think they need to pump the brakes. Like, these guys are in the playoffs still, and they're not able to interview for a reason. And it's like, let's wait. Because I think that's what they're using as not say as a scapegoat, but part of them is happy that they're still playing, so they can say, "All right, we looked at other places because this guy couldn't interview." And it's like, I'm not saying if I was an NFL franchise, I would see like the coordinators and why they're winning and their track record, and I might go with that. Like unless you're like only offensive coordinator that's in the playoffs that I probably won't hire as a head coach is the Green Bay OC because he has Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers Aaron Rodgers is pretty good. But go ahead, Guru, Artito, whoever want to hop in.
I was just gonna say like the one thing that I think that needs to be pointed out as well is the GM searches out there too, because it's like a lot of these coaches got fired with the GM, and it's like I see a lot of teams saying, "Oh, we interviewed this person for a coach. We interviewed this person." It's like, how are you going to hire a coach before you actually hire the GM that's supposed to run the actual team and put that together and everything like that? So hopefully, there's some hires in there, but I mean, at the same time, there's no Rooney Rule for GM. I mean, I'm glad my team, has a respectable president and GM and everything.
You
like
said
that.
A respectable.
Now,
oh, okay. Oh, I was saying
now,
what? Like, I like it now.
Now, but it's like, hey, you have to start somewhere. When it comes to it. I think from all the GM hires, I think I've only seen one get announced. Where I think the Giants just hired their GM, but
yeah, but we'll see though. We'll see. Go ahead, Guru.
Yeah, yes. And this is when the media starts talking about coaching candidates, Leslie Frazier and Eric Bieniemy and Jim Caldwell, who are all left with Todd Bowles.
Todd Bowles. That's what I couldn't think of.
Guys who are qualified.
But that goes back to
I'll throw Josh McCown.
Josh McCown is cool, but I don't know. To me, like Josh McDaniels would get a call before Josh McCown if it was me. Like it's
Yeah, I just think that those guys, I think the world is better. Any job is better when you have diversity. That just makes everything better because you have people who are actually working together from, different backgrounds. Not different, because we're all the human species, and I just think that really need to be transparent and see that there are a lot of great coaches out there who
yeah, good. I think I can hear you.
They need the opportunities there now because there's 8 head coaches. You will see a better quality league diversity. I don't think the problem is quality, although we all agree with that. I just know that it's about opportunity, and we talk about opportunity in life. I just think that any time that you go, if you work at a job, people who ask me, well, Dennis, what is the definition of systemic racism? And we're talking about as in the world or as far as in our American structure, I would say is if you go to a job and everyone is of one culture, and maybe one or two out of 30 or 25, that's systemic racism. because you have to go with the demographics of a community as well as qualifications. And there's large numbers of people who are just are being left out. No different with the head coaching jobs. Only though, although it's 32 of them, you see how the ceiling works. Like once you get to a certain point, there's a ceiling. So, but I know with any job, diversity is always better. And I've worked with a multitude of people, through my work career, and it's always been a beautiful thing. And I've always had great experience. And people work good.
Yeah, to me, if you qualify for the job, you qualify for the job. But I will say this, Guru, maybe I'm not, but if you do if you do have the opportunity to coach one of the greatest organizations of all time, and you choose the Jaguars, you deserve everything that will come to you. I'm just putting that out there.
I want Eric Bieniemy to one of them. I know they always give
I'm talking.
Give me the Jaguars, man. Give me the Jaguars.
Yeah, you can take the Jaguars. No, Jim Caldwell is crazy.
Somebody has to, you got to start from somewhere, man. And it's like I would jump to that
Why
opportunity.
would you start with the Jaguars, though?
If I have that confidence in myself, that's a job, man. Like that's something that I'm gonna want to turn around.
Nah,
I
get it, but the owner, GM, you gotta have all smart people in the building. Like
I'm following Tito, man.
Nah, let's all right. I'm gonna bring out. I'm gonna just let y'all know that I'm gonna just say it right here. Jim Caldwell, if you go to Chicago, if you go to the Jaguars, you are a clown if you do that, and not like.
I'll play devil's advocate, Ramir, in that I think Caldwell would do great because I think
he will.
I think they need what he has, which is stability, which he will bring that with him. It's like, yeah, it does start with the owner that, doesn't pay too much attention to the team or whatnot. It starts there, but I think somebody like him will turn that around, but it's gonna take. It's gonna be it. But I wouldn't knock him for going there. But you're absolutely right.
I will.
Bears is where he should be. That defense will help him right from the get-go.
Yeah, and let me say this right now. First, let me say this: the Raiders went to the playoffs. Our coach got fired mid-season. We lost 2 players to legal problems, a slew of injuries, and you have a nucleus of stars on the team. Everybody's young on the team. Our defense is turned the corner because we benched Abrams, and he's nowhere. Hey, he was nowhere to be seen. He's done.
Yeah. Y'all bench him?
He got hurt, and then they
So would you retain the coach? Because part of me feels like they're gonna retain the coach.
You know what? Honestly, I've been at a catch-22 with that because it's like, man, we haven't been to a playoff. We haven't had a good season. We haven't had players play for each other in a while. Him and Derek Carr and a lot of other leaders on that team kind of brought that together. And I feel like since Bisaccia and the way they chose him to be the head coach was smart. He dealt with all the players he used on special teams. So he dealt with offensive players, defensive players.
Yeah.
And so, he kind of knew how to talk to everybody. So it worked. But maybe, I don't know, I might give him another swing because he made mistakes that head coaches wouldn't make. He's like Mike McCarthy Jr. a little bit with his play calling
another year
in his game situation.
He wasn't ready.
But he wasn't a real head coach. So maybe he wasn't ready. And
don't give Derek Carr an extension though.
Nah. You don't give him an extension. You don't give him an extension. You don't. You do not. But you might let him try again.
You need a new card, dude.
Yeah, Derek Carr. He ain't the one, bro. How do you be in this offense for this many years and you clock the ball? Like, why waste the play? Like, you automatically rush. Like, I obviously thought they should have put Mariota in to extend the play.
How could Zay Jones for one?
Zay Jones is just his scripture buddy, and he wanted to give him a moment on a 2-yard line. Like, who is this dude? What's that?
I think
it's gonna be like Kevin Dyson if we'd have caught that. Mike Jones would have caught him at the 1. Like, come on, man, we would have never made that. Jose said some guys like to rebuild teams like Holmgren. I hear you, Jose, and you're right, but That's stupid. If they, to me, one part about job, not well, I shouldn't say that's stupid. That's not stupid to get an NFL head coaching job. Let me just be honest. That's a great privilege for anybody, for any team. But if it was for me, if I would try to put myself in the best position to win right now, knowing that the leash might not be as long as other players or coaches in the league. Like to me, you got to think about a 3-year plan. The first year you might suck, that you might not get to the second year. That's how some of these organizations is doing, some of these people in these weak organizations. But I would want to go with an established quarterback, some nice offensive weapons, and a nice defense. Right now, I can say the Raiders, we got that. So, hey, whoever coached the Raiders they should be lucky. If we get Jim Harbaugh, I like Harbaugh. He likes to motivate. One thing about him when he was with San Francisco, he respects his players, and they like play for him harder because he treated them like not like Urban Meyer basically, like how he think everybody's like college students. But let's talk about today. Let's talk about this weekend's game before, because my breakfast is almost finished. Bake me, please. But who plays first?
All right, so I'll go down. I'll give you guys the lines. I mean, we can do the pick'ems if you guys like. Today's first game is Cincinnati versus Tennessee. Tennessee is -4.
Go ahead, Guru.
I'm taking Cincinnati. I mean, they are really good. They're really good, and they have all the pieces. They remind me of the Cowboys in like '93.
Oh, that's a good one, huh?
That's how they kind of remind me.
Yeah, they kind of do. They kind of play like the greatest show on turf as well.
Like, they're not scared. They don't know that, okay, so this is the playoffs. So what? We're here. And they're young, and they're cocky, and they know that their best years are ahead
So
of
you're
them.
saying Joe Burrow is the smoothest white guy you know right now?
Yeah.
He is, though.
He is definitely Broadway Joe.
He is, though. He is. But, yeah, you know what? This is hard for me. I originally had the Bengals going all the way just because what the things you said, like they kind of young enough and they not scared enough not to play as hard, even though they got a cheat win last week. But I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and pick the coach on this one and go with Mike Vrabel, that he knows what he's doing off a bye and when he has time. And then they got all their pieces back. Julio's healthy. Brown is in there. The King Henry is back. It's like, yeah. So I have Tennessee.
I like crazy, so Tennessee is my pick. I'm a fan of Cincinnati. Obviously, not the city. Once again, Rip Harambe, but the team is great. You guys are right. They're fearless. They play fearless. But then again, I think Tennessee is way better than the Raiders. So, Tennessee.
Derrick Henry's got to be healthy. If he was healthy, if he didn't have his injury, of course I would pick Tennessee.
Yeah.
Of course.
We don't know if he's healthy, right? Like, he is playing.
Yeah.
They said he's playing. We don't know if he's healthy, but regardless of the matter, you have to account for Derrick Henry. Like,
you do.
Even if he's not healthy, he is a beast. I mean, it's hella funny because Foreman kind of looks like his mini, right?
All right, next game.
Just the way that they run. The next game is going to be the late game. You got the Niners versus Green Bay. In Green Bay's -5.5 right here. I'm surprised they're favored. 5.5.
Oh, 5.5. I'm about to say, whoa.
I'm surprised they're favored.
Who you got in this game, Tito?
Against better judgment, I'm going to say Green Bay. I think they can actually pull it off. It's going to be in cold weather. Aaron Rodgers, I'm going to keep putting my chip in him. But
pause.
Yeah, man. This one's right. This one's tough though, man, because they can't crack San Francisco. Like, Shanahan has owned LaFleur every single game. Like, they know he knows him to a T. Which is funny because if they're boys, right? They're boys, they're tight, everything like that. It's funny how Shanahan always knows what LaFleur is going to do, but LaFleur never knows what Shanahan's going to do. So, um, yeah, man, I'm going to go Green Bay here, though. I hope they can eke it out.
Go ahead, Tito. I'm gonna go.
You know, this is weird. This is weird for me because, on one hand, the last couple years they battled, and then 49ers beat them up, right?
Yep. That's their kryptonite.
So now you got some pieces back, some pieces that were on that defense, and they played Rodgers. I would expect a better game. I'm going to go out and say the 49ers are going to win this game. It's going to be close by like 3, but they're going to win.
Man,
I wouldn't be.
Man, sorry, Jose. I might have to go with it. I hate to say this too. I might go with the Niners, man. If you have to pick a way about how like the Packers will lose the game, the Niners literally play like that on offense. That's like the Niners like can answer every single thing that they do. So
I just feel like the Niners are going to win too.
Yeah.
I hate the Niners.
Yeah, I hate it. I'm sorry. I hope none of my friends watch this show, but I got the Niners winning this game. I hope the Packers win though. Wait, let's see what he says.
What is the one I know?
Yeah, see,
All right.
Jose agreed with me. He said he thinks the 49ers' strength are the Packers' weaknesses. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if you had to write a paper about how to beat the Packers, the Niners just, like, literally do. That's all they do strong. Sunday's game.
Yep. The Sunday's game is going to be, the first one is the Rams versus Tampa Bay. You got Tampa Bay -3 here.
Yeah, I got the Rams in this game. I think, I don't know, man. I feel like the defense of the Rams is showing up right now. And then the offense is playing complementary football. And, Brady doesn't have the pieces that he had at first. So maybe this might be when to catch up to him. And plus, I want the Rams to win, man. I think some people might kill me for this, but I think when it's popular teams are like in the playoffs and deep in it, it's good for the overall league and the look of it. Like, it's exciting. Like, LA's an exciting city. They got this new team. They're playing nice. I think the NFL should want to see them in the NFC Championship game.
It's funny because, as a kid, I always wanted to grow up and play wide receiver for the Rams and marry a cheerleader. This is when I saw the movie E.T. And one of the reasons that brought me to California, most people don't know, is when I saw the movie E.T. when I was a kid. And I remember them riding the bike over the hills, and they showed the overview of the houses in the warm weather, and I said, oh, I got to live there. E.T. came out in the wintertime. So it just looked like a beautiful place to live. But I'll say this. That being said, the Rams are the sexy pick, like Ray Mira is saying.
Yep.
But I'm going to go with Tampa Bay because this is the playoffs, and I'm not even going to go by with how they played earlier this year. You're going to have a Todd Bowles defense that's going to be ready, and I don't believe that the Rams are going to be able to run the ball on Tampa Bay, and Matthew Stafford won't be able to hand off the ball like he did. He's going to have to throw the ball. They're going to force him to throw the ball. They want him to throw the ball, and that's where the downfall is going to be.
Jose say Rams by 12.
Hey,
Tampa Bay easily. Tampa Bay by 6.
I say Rams. My workout twin, AD is gonna run him up, man.
Yeah, sure.
That's Tito's hometown area, folks. So he's gonna pick LA. Anything LA.
He's been picking them.
Rolling with it. Lakers.
They suck as a whole, but they want to blame Russell Westbrook. They all trash. All right.
Yeah, they try to blame Russell.
He sucked too, though, but they all suck. All of them.
They're old. They all got mileage, and the game is about 22-year-old and 24-year-old age. I don't care what.
Exactly, and they're mad about. All right, go ahead. Last game, Tito.
Last game is going to be Buffalo versus Kansas City.
I got Buffalo. I'll go right now.
This is straight pick.
I
I got Buffalo too.
I haven't
Buffalo
picked
too,
Kansas
man.
City one time all year.
Kansas City easily.
This is just so you know the line. This is kind of a pick 'em, man. The line's 1.5.
Oh yeah.
-1.5 Kansas City.
Josh, I know this is supposed to be Josh Allen's year, but it's not. He's not on Patrick Mahomes' level.
He ain't. He's
He
not. But he don't have to be all the time. Like one thing.
He's going to have to be this. He's going to have to be tomorrow.
One thing I would I don't know. The KC, I'm just tired of them. Man, I ain't tired of them. I think they'll be good for the league to go as well. But I haven't picked them not one time. Like I picked Steelers last week, so I'm just gonna go with my motto.
Why did you do that?
I don't know. I have no reason. I have no idea why I don't like them. But
tell the fans, please.
But yeah, you know what? One thing I will say about the Bills, and this is, you know. The Ravens fired the wrong coordinator last night. They fired their defensive coordinator and not their offensive coordinator. But
the
Ravens.
Oh, Ravens.
Yeah, they fired their defensive coordinator. But I like the way Josh Allen plays football. Like to me, that's the type of thing that if I was the Ravens, I would adopt that play of offense that he has. Like he's a running quarterback, really, right? But he can throw the ball like the rest of them. So they have design runs, but they put pieces around him to play good on an offensive passing game. And I feel like that's smart. Like they're giving him the respect. Let's see. Jose says Buffalo as well. Let's go. So we got Buffalo. Me and Jose agree on all picks besides the Packer game, but he's a Packer fan. I can tell the way he likes Aaron Rodgers all the time, so I'm assuming he's a Packers fan. But yeah, what else? What else, y'all? Before we get out of here,
check this out real quick. As far as Lamar, real quick, I just want to say they don't need a. You're wrong. They don't need a different offensive coordinator because the year before he was MVP of the league, 45 touchdowns. All they have to do is
they need offensive weapons then, because I don't like that offense. Like they have. I don't like no offense that force feed the Say what you want. You can't just point.
It was run heavy.
Huh?
It was like it was a lot of moving pieces, and it was more run heavy. It wasn't the offense from the year before.
Yeah, it was like you said. It was fire him. He don't know what he's doing.
I think he's changed. I think he's going to change.
Well, that's even like the Philadelphia Eagles. Even though they did horrible in their playoff game, but they understand that Jalen Hurts can run it. But in the second half, when they start opening up the pass the ball, that's when they start looking like they had some life in them. Maybe they should have opened like that. In Baltimore, they don't do that at all. Like they would still be running those same stupid gadget plays like they do. Like there's no way that that's right calling. There's no way they could be down by like 14. They still running like quarterback jet sweeps option plays. Like come on now.
I think you'll see that next year. I don't think you'll see that.
Yeah, if he don't, he needs to be gone. Like to me, you get the pieces in there. Like you get somebody like Stephon Diggs, right? Josh Allen went to the playoffs prior from running the ball. He was just a running ball type of quarterback. He was just a big dude that was 6'6", that can throw the ball time to time.
Light his butt up.
Yeah, but he was running. He just was running. He's a fast guy. He was just running. That's how he played. But then the second year, they started putting some pieces around him. Cole Beasley joined the team. Stephon Diggs is on there. Like, is Emmanuel Sanders on there? Yep, Emmanuel Sanders. Huh?
I didn't know coming out when he came out. I admit I was a critic. I was a harsh critic. I thought his ball was. I didn't think that he was going to be able to improve the way he did. That ball leaves his hand from 50 yards, and he didn't have that coming out of college.
Yeah.
Not from what I thought.
He got some controversy coming out of college that everybody forgets about. But all right, everybody, I gotta go. It was great talking to you guys. I'll be on the text message thread. I'm gonna sit down here with the Jones clan. We're gonna eat something. The dog is right here. Neji, you want to talk? Qui-Gon.
How do you pronounce your last name, right?
Jones. It's just Jones.
Jones. Why did I say Jonesy?
Oh, because on my Instagram I put Jonesy so people can't find me. I mean on my
Oh,
Facebook.
Hey,
okay. I thought that was your last name.
Nah, it's just Jones, like Spike Jones.
That's very unique.
So I just put Rainier Jones.
I
So,
Okay.
'cause I don't know. Back in Facebook, people were finding people, and like I was just trying not to be found. I was doing a lot of videos.
I was going to ask you. I was like, "Are you Haitian?" Or
Nah.
said Jonesy.
I'm not Haitian.
Jose,
I have
Jose,
Nigerian background.
Jose
Oh,
answered you.
okay.
I like the Packers, but I'm a football fan. If they lose and it's a good game, I'm happy. If you get mad and throw a tantrum when your team loses, your life sucks.
He right though.
I don't like Aaron Rodgers.
He right
I don't
though.
like
That's why I
Aaron.
don't want to be a Raiders fan sometimes. Like man, that like how much people. I've seen a quote. They said guys pick their favorite team when they turn 8 and be unhappy for the rest of their life. I told my wife.
Hey man,
Yeah.
you guys know I'm a Washington fan. I love my team. At the same time, lovable losers, right? Like I know what my team is. I know what they're not as well. So that's what keeps me going.
All right, y'all. All right, fellas. It was a pleasure.
Okay.
Peace out. All right, Jose. We'll be in the text. We should add Jose to our text message. I think he's funny. But Guru hung up already. But all right, bye. Peace out, Tita. Oh, okay. Yeah.